Lounge Lyrical.
Lyric Lounge, I'm lounging in my lyrics.
What have you been doing over the weekend?
We've been having the Lyric Lounge Festival in Leicester. We started on Friday, the 30th of July at 10 a.m, open to the public, and we've been going till now, Sunday. What time is it? It's about 4:30, 4 o'clock, and we'll be carrying on till 10 o'clock tonight at the New Walk Museum.
Let's hear it one more time.
We've had our patron, Jean Binter-Breeze, the first female dub poet in the world. She opened for us on the Friday by headlining our lyrical lunchtime slot. We've had John Hegley last night, the godfather of comic poetry. He's been called the funniest man alive by the New Statesman. We've had I Love Lyrics, we've had Andy Craven Griffiths headlining that, comparing that. We've had Millie doing backflips, who won the Slam, I Love Lyrics Slam, only about 13 years of age. We have had everybody. Tonight we've got Mark Wynne-Jones and the Psychic Thread headlining our final night, and they are performing with the grand piano and a whole array of interesting, small, unheard of instruments, and it's going to be amazing. It's quicker to list who we haven't had than who we have.
Okay, basically I had no idea that I'd have to do two. So it's not, or just like Press, I write poetry but I can rap as well, so I'm going to do one of my raps, but I'm going to try and say it a bit slowly so that everyone can understand it. Okay, some people say that seeing is believing, but I don't really think they think when they're speaking. What about dreams when you're sleeping? Are they real then? Airs that you're breathing, what? Have you seen them? You see the sky ain't nothing but reflections of light, so you can't see past it in the depths of the night.
These nightmares are killing me. I need help to set me free. Oh please Lord, come rescue me. I'm crying myself to sleep. Lord please come rescue me. I'm stuck in a situation, as you can see. I've been like this since I started to see. With my blood moving out, y'all. I love the neighborhood that I grew up in. Then we moved out, y'all. And then my behavior came up.
The truth is every action has a reaction, so some of us will see plaques and some will only see fractions. But I've prayed for success on everyone who's truly genuine. See, now I've let the gentleman out of my mental den. Now my life's looking skyward, pointing towards a hybrid, so I stand there and just let the silence drown out all the violence.
Action! Who are you and what do you do?
I'm Alison Dunn. I am the book doctor and I work for Leicester Libraries. My job is to get everybody reading, and this festival is a way of engaging lots of people with reading poetry. I did a knitting and poetry workshop where I read poetry to some people who were knitting. I have done a fantastic workshop with all the taxidermy resources. So we had huge whale vertebrae, and we had stuffed things, and we had jars of moles, and we had all kinds of different animals that were inspiring people to write poetry. And I've been doing some one-to-ones where I've been talking to people about their work and giving them advice on how to make it better. And I've just been having a really good time as well.
We got together and created from an idea to have a stream and fishes in it with words on it, and the kingfisher in the nest, and the little birds all joining in, dancing and collecting the words, and people have been coming and picking words out of the stream, and we've been creating poems as they flow, really, just 5 or 6 fishes at once. And I think everybody enjoyed it really. We all enjoyed it. We've got music, we've got Adam on the trumpet, who did the opening. Adam has a lot of skills with the trumpet, and we have the girls doing the tinkling music of the water, and we've got the drum rolling at the end of everybody's poems, and the person that's reading the poems out on the nest. And we've had some really interesting poems, been really good.
The Gaugeing sun. The pretty birds do sing, preparing for the winter sleep, a magical time of awakenings. Blossom of spring begins, the wind speaks. The river runs so deep and free, like a wave of souls. The beautiful kingfisher dressed in blue, pulsing of the tide. He swoops and weaves with the dagger, his long beak. Wings catch air with fire rage. The birds are singing happily in the skies of blue.
What I'd like you to do is I'd like you to think of somebody who is world famous. This person could be dead and buried, or they could be alive today. That doesn't matter too much. What does matter is that you choose somebody who's got a big personality, or who had a big personality and made an impression on the world. And we're going to try and discover who Rob's thinking of, but we can only ask these crazy questions, just metaphorical questions. What animal is this person? What planet? What sound?
If they were a breed of dog, what breed would they be?
Possibly. So like a St. Bernard, perhaps?
If this person was a stage, where would the stage be?
Central, I suppose. Yeah, in the centre of the universe, perhaps.
Da Vinci. Yes. Right. Okay. Without the code. Very good. A round of applause for Rob. Yes. Very good. Thank you. Okay, that was just kind of to warm us up to thinking in metaphor.
Yo, air, flare, windows, net, scary, painted faces, men dressing up like babies, back up now, blinded by the water flower on your blouse. Freaky, trippy, how come I do this? Bleach, they stand back for the acrobats. What's your name, little boy? Now watch that.
Look at the clowns up in the circus. In my eye, they're not doing it for purpose. They look ridiculous, they look hideous, they're very heavy. In the baby's eyes, they look scary. Their eyes water, their mothers are holding onto the daughters. Not me fit, I'm not gonna slaughter.
You can watch us, but you can't stop us.
We'll juggle fire and backflip top plus.
Cause we roll on the hat, but we're not fearless.
You can watch us, but you can't stop us.
Yo, so why are we repping the circus? It's performers, leaders and learners. They need inspiration, not curses. This is why we are repping the circus. On the circus, no need to jam your hype. Zooming in on me cause I'm in the spotlight. Never say wrong cause I'm right. We're all homies and we're all tight.
Who are you and what have you been doing?
I'm Nathan Muntz. I'm a poet and a performer, and I've been helping out with the Lyric Lounge this weekend as well as doing a few performances. Just in here we've had the study of the Decadent Romantics. There's basically been a chill out area. We've turned it into like a Victorian style study, and there's been poetry books and philosophy books and pieces of artwork and sculpture, and people have been able to come in and sit down and relax, have a cup of tea and just chill out for a bit. It's kind of interesting to have a very relaxed setting in the middle of the museum, like it's quite unexpected.
And it's a sad fact that none of us will ever really know the true impact we had unless it manifests before we go. Never to catch the thrown bouquet from the bold brunette in the front row, but simply to fade into a haze of forgotten days where all poor players must eventually go. And when faced with such depressing potential, I find it eminently more sensible to wish for some degree of disconnected permanence. Immortality is a fine prize indeed in exchange for such loneliness. But these are merely the musings of a mind trapped between contradictory acts, depicting conflicting scenes of spirit and science, and it is well known that no man unto himself is an island. And in hindsight, I'm sure I'd find that I'd missed the thrill of treading those bohemian boards, and no backdrop ever got its proper props at the final curtain call. So I may as well step forward, scrap my own script and take a bow, because the only roles that matter are the ones we're playing now.
Yep. Hello, I'm taking part in the Romantic Poetry Corner. If you follow me, I'll show you who we've got. Okay, in our Romantic Poetry Corner, we have Sunil reading romantic love poems, and we have Kirsty reading romantic love poems. And I'm a love fairy.
Well, first, I want to introduce Jill Gordon, who is someone who is part of the circle dance and universal peace dance community in the Leicester area. So this is Leicester Energy we're looking at here in Jill Gordon, who's, I'm in my 70s, Jill's
in her 80s.
Is in her 80s, so you can see what dance does for us. What were we trying to do, Jill?
What were we trying to do? We were trying to introduce into a poetry milieu the way you could move to chants, simple chants, set to some sort of music and some sort of movement. And the idea was to get the group to make their own up at the end. We introduced them with 4 of our own, and then we went away into a group. Hopefully there'd be more, so it'd be more than one group, but they didn't come. But the ones we had
No, the energy was
beautiful.
The
energy was great. They produced a chant, they produced a dance, and we did it.
Yes, and there were words individual. The chant that was produced was made up of words that each person, a word that each person said.
That's right.
Of course, the background to this, part of the background to this is that as you chant and dance, you expel energy. If you talk, if you speak, if you sing out, as it were, if you chant and move, you can exhaust yourself within maybe 5, 10, 15 minutes. It's quite amazing. And you don't have to do an especially vigorous movement, but if you're chanting and moving at the same point, it's quite extraordinary. But then of course, we had the feedback from those who were joining with us of the sense of a centeredness or
serenity.
The words that came were love, peaceful, joy, serenity, metamorphosis, and that's a rootedness into. If we were doing it outside, the ground would be. But this is a beautiful floor here. We can have energy coming from this floor.
What did you do that you enjoyed? Did you see? What did someone else do that you enjoyed? I always find those good ones. To talk about yourself and to talk about other things that happened in the room.
I enjoyed everything. I loved doing the dancing, I loved doing the writing, I loved the way we all interacted with each other. In such a short space of time, we had 15 minutes to get this together. And we didn't make a mistake or anything, and we all worked together, and if somebody wanted to do something, they did it, and we all connected together. It was great.
That was very lovely to look at from the outside. Like, I can remember you doing something like that, Nettie, one of your first movements. That's what I'll remember. And I'll remember the sketches as well, because they really balanced the 3 art forms, 4 art forms, 5 art forms, together.
It always amazes me when you get together with workshops like this, how a group of strangers can suddenly all work together and gel and create something out what was effectively nothing. Just random sentences that suddenly became a story, became a piece of choreography, and hopefully a nice piece to watch.
Because this workshop was born out of one that we did last March in their Cultural Exchanges Festival, so we thought we'd do another one now, but we're hoping that they'll be quarterly, and I think words will always be at the heart of them, but not necessarily movement, it might be other art forms as well. What if we did one that was art, words and music or something like that? We could mix them up.
I'll put it this way, I enjoy writing the most thing though. To make me realise one thing, if you're sad by losing somebody, write it down, let the emotions flow. And that's how I did it. And come 1 o'clock, I'll be on stage one more time. And it's going to be one hell of a good day for me.
Hello! Hey! And welcome to a Word at the Lyric Lounge. And I'm the Artistic Director of this festival and the Chair of Word. Word is the longest running poetry and spoken word night in the region. The Lyric Lounge is unique in the country. You are all beautiful, and we are so glad that you are here. Give yourself a round of applause, please. Thoughts of you are leaves, bright green tea leaves, slowly unfolding themselves, like a kind hand opening to rain.
These days I'm looking raw. I miss the days I was a cut above, so excited like I thought I wasn't loved. But loss was just a phase, cause now I find it tough. Been sitting here for days just trying to remember stuff. Inside my mind's blocked, the things I used to be. It's like my fate is locked, thinking that I lost the key.
He's not your average guy. His mind works overtime with hands that turn to anything with success. He has musical talent to rivals the best and creative flair that can always impress. He wears flowery sunglasses, beads and mohair with a natural suave sophistication, and has the confidence and style to give birth to his own fashion revelations.
It's time to let go of you and everything that you do and everything that you say and all of the hate, lies and cruelty that you have displayed. It's time to let go of you. Oh yes, it's time to let go of you.
Kit inspection passed, spotless tackle lines the shed wall, ready for the next assault. A cockerel on boundary patrol tips his red beret to crow the last post.
Have you enjoyed yourself and what have you seen?
I've seen lots of things. I've seen lots of people making new work, I've seen people dancing, I've seen people drawing, and I've seen people having a nice drink in the cafe.
It has been more successful than I could have possibly imagined. It has been more enjoyable and wonderful than I could have thought. It's just been amazing. The volunteers have been incredible, our army of 60. The artists have been amazing. People like you, our two official filmmakers, Kai and Curtis, have just been a joy to spend time with.
It's been fantastic. I've had a really, really good time.
Have I enjoyed myself? Yes, I have. Do I want this to happen again? Yes, I do.
The Lounge Lyrical.
It's all been wonderful. It's quite an emotional thing, I think, when something goes as well as it has. I think it's just been great to have had so many people come through the doors and experience poetry in so many different ways. And I think being at the museum has really allowed us to refine the festival and what we're trying to do. Yeah.
Lyric Lounge, I'm lounging in my lyrics. The Lounge Lyrical.
Lyric Lounge. Lounging in lyrics.
Lyric Lounge, I'm lounging in my lyrics. The Lounge Lyrical.
Lyric Lounge.
lounge, I'm lounging in my lyrics.
The Lounge Lyrical.
Lyric Lounge. Lounging in lyrics.
Lyric lounge, I'm lounging in my lyrics.